Hi folks, welcome to another stall13.com video. One of the biggest urban legends, wives' tales, just bucket of horse manure is that it's pointless to pick out a horse's hooves. It's one of the most important things you can do. Whether a horse is barefoot or whether a horse has shoes on really isn't the factor. Every time a horse takes a step, just like you and I, the horse expands their foot. When I step down on my boot, my foot expands. When I lift it up, it contracts. It's the same with the horses. If this is a horse's hoof, when that horse takes a step, the hoof expands out. When the horse lifts the foot up off the ground, it expands in. It's kind of Mother Nature's way of a self-cleaning oven. Now, a horseshoe, whether it's a steel shoe or an aluminum shoe, still allows for a little bit of this expansion and contraction, although if you have like a heart bar shoe or you have an egg bar shoe that is a complete circumference, that is extremely restrictive. Also, if you have any type of pad below the shoe, if there's a pad between the shoe and the horse's foot, that's what I'm trying to say, that also is very restrictive. Alright, we're talking about picking out the horse's foot. You see these hoof picks all over the place. Some of them have brushes, some of them don't. These are great. I like the little brush, especially when I'm looking for an abscess on a horse's foot or I'm doctoring a frog for thrush or seedy toe around the white line or something, white line disease. The only thing bad about these is in snow and ice, these have a tendency to bend. The old-fashioned hoof picks that kind of look like a screwdriver, they're invincible. What you want to do, folks, is when you pick up a horse's foot, you want to pick it up, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go at the cleft of the frog at the back of the base of the heel. You want to pick forward. This is called the apex, the top of the frog. You want to get the frog exposed first. Once you get the frog exposed, then you go for the sides to pick out the horse's hoof. As you can see, this horse is almost due for a trimming. And we will talk about trimming in later things. See, that's why I like these brushes. You want to really dig down there and get as deep as you can around that frog to clean out as much of the manure and the dirt as you possibly can. Now, that looks pretty good. That's about all there is to it. It took just a couple of seconds, making sure that it's clean and it's picked out. Now, let's say you got snow on the ground, or slush, or you got mud on the ground. Some people would think it really doesn't make much sense to pick out a horse's foot. Why? Because you pick it out, they're going to set it right back down in the mud. It's a useless waste of time. That's not the case. For you people out there that are into cooking and baking, you're going to understand this little analogy, and I'm sorry it's the best one I have. If you were to take a measuring cup and you fill it full of brown sugar and you start packing it, the brown sugar all of a sudden becomes denser, and you have to keep adding a little bit of brown sugar over and over and over, and it just keeps compacting. And then finally you have a measuring cup of brown sugar. The problem is when you turn the cup upside down, the brown sugar doesn't want to come out because it's been compacted. It's the same with a horse's foot. When they're walking and they're stomping that foot on the ground, especially if it's ice or it's snow or it's mud, it continues to pack and pack and pack and pack. And after a while, you're not getting this expansion and contraction any longer. If you're a barrel racer or a hunter jumper or a team penner or a team roper or even just someone who trail rides, whatever you do with your horse, the more you pick out your horse's hooves, the more comfortable your horse is going to be, the faster they're going to be, the better traction they're going to have to be. I work with a lot of barrel racers around the country to help evaluate their horses, figure out why their horse is slow, why their horse is tipping barrels, why they used to be in the high money and now they're not, or why is everybody horses a second or two, or jumpers, why are they rubbing the jumps, why aren't they making them, why are they knocking some poles over? And a lot of times it has to do with the horse's feet. The horse's hooves are not like our fingernails and our toenails. There's much more to them than that. When you lift up a horse's foot, you're never sure what you're going to find, what there's going to be. Here's another horse. You pick out this foot and you see exactly what's in there. Look how hard I have to pull on that. It was actually bothering the horse. The reason is look what I took out of that horse's hoof. Get a close-up of this. Look how hard this is. Look, this was in the bottom of that horse's hoof. That is compaction. Folks, this has been another Stall13.com video. Take care of yourselves and take care of your horses.